Hello everyone, my name is Isha Doa. I work at Mercedes-Benz and today I will talk about our paper D-GAZE driver gaze mapping on road. This work is done in collaboration with Trupti and John, Riya Gupta and Professor C.V. Jawahar from IIT Hyderabad. As we know that driver inattention is one of the leading causes of road accidents in the world. Studies show that 80% of all the crashes and 65% of the near crashes involve driver inattention due to distraction, fatigue, or just looking away. Driver distractions can cause drivers to overlook signboards, ignore signals, or miss pedestrians and other vehicles, resulting in serious accidents. To this end, eye gaze prediction can be used to ensure that the driver is paying attention at crucial points such as intersection and identify instances where the driver has not noticed a pedestrian crossing the road or rapidly overtaking vehicle. Now, we introduce the problem of mapping driver eye gaze to the points on the road. This problem requires the collection of both driver and road videos simultaneously. The gaze of the driver is then mapped to the points on the road view image. The proposed task of driver eye gaze mapping can be solved as point prediction or object prediction, and both the eye gaze prediction are useful. Object prediction is the prediction of which object the driver is looking at. This may be done by getting the object candidates from an object detection algorithm and using the eye gaze to predict which object is being observed. Object level gaze prediction is beneficial for an advanced driver assistance system by answering questions such as whether a sign is observed or whether the driver notices a pedestrian or not. Point prediction is the prediction of the precise XY location of the gaze on the road video. Point-wise prediction is much more fine-grained and are more useful for nearby objects as they show which part of the object is being focused on. They can be used to determine the saccade patterns of the eyes or to create a heat map of the attention of a driver. They may even be converted into object-wise prediction. Currently, driver gaze datasets are collected using the eye tracking hardwares such as iLink or Tobii Eye Tracker, which are expensive and cumbersome and thus unsuited for use during testing. Another method of collecting is to ask the driver to look at the points while sitting in a stationary car. This method is not adequate as we cannot obtain the precise ground truth for such scenarios. In this work, we introduce a dataset to map the driver's gaze to the points on the road using the low-cost mobile phones. As it is infeasible and dangerous to collect the eye gaze data during driving, our dataset is collected in a lab setup to mimic the real driving conditions. Our dataset does not require expensive or proprietary equipments during deployment, as our data is collected using the mobile phone cameras. We provide annotation so that our dataset can be used for point-wise and object-wise prediction both. This is our dataset collection setup to collect the driver gaze data in a lab. The participant or the driver sits in front of a car drop. A projector projects the road video onto a wall in front of them. We set up a mobile phone on a tripod stand in front of the driver. This mobile phone is used to collect the driver video and the projected video simultaneously. It is placed so that the relative position of the phone to the driver is the same as in a dashboard mounted camera. Here are some images of our collection setup. In the dataset, we replace the projected view with the collected road view, which we synchronize with the projected video to have the same number of frames. We annotated 7 different classes of objects in our road videos. The objects are annotated with a bounding box as well as a point in the middle. We ask the participant to look at these annotated points during the data collection. This is what a sample road video looks like. We can see that we have fixed objects and moving objects of different size and types. There are variations in lighting and many moving objects in the frame. We have collected data from 20 drivers, both male and female, of varying heights. There were some drivers with glasses and some were without glasses. This is what the driver's side video looks like. As you can see, they are looking at moving points, but their eyes move very less, showing how difficult the eye gaze mapping problem is. We have 103 clips of the road view, each one annotated with one object from one of the 7 object classes. This is the distribution of the number of objects for each class. Here we see the special distribution of the facial features of the drivers as a heat map. The left eye is shown in blue, the right eye is shown in red, and the mouth is shown in green color of the heat map. This is the distribution of the object and point annotations in the road video. The object annotations are shown in red, the point annotation in blue, and we see that our annotated objects cover a good portion of the screen except the very top, which usually has a sky, and driver doesn't look at this portion much while driving. Here is a comparison of the D-gaze dataset with other existing eye-gaze datasets. And most of these datasets are designed for predicting eye gaze on mobile phones or tablets. Ours is the only large-scale dataset for eye gaze prediction on the road. Now I present the ID-gaze architecture, which is designed for eye gaze prediction on the road. The network has 2 branches. The first branch takes as input the cropped image of the left eye, which is passed through the two convolution layers, and the features are flattened. The second branch takes the extracted features of the face area, head pose, and face location in order to determine the gaze point. We need to know the angle of the head plus eye and how far the subject is from the screen or camera. We use the face area as a stand-in for the distance, as we consider the position of the camera and the screen as fixed for a session. These specific features are concatenated and fed into a fully connected layer, which is then fused with the upper branch. The fused features are again fed into the fully connected layer, which outputs the XY location of the eye gaze on the output image. There are variations in the dataset which arise from slight movement of the camera and participant between the sessions, the height and position of the facial features of the driver, etc. We take care of these variations using the separate calibration frames. At the beginning of each session, the participant is asked to look at 9 calibration points spread on the screen. These calibration points are used to fine-tune the network and improve the gaze prediction and make driver-specific models. Here are some of the qualitative results. In the first video, that is before calibration, the prediction is not steady and keeps flickering between the 2 points. After calibration, it steadies and predicts near the correct point. In this second sample, the ground truth object is very small, so a relatively small pixel error results in focusing on a different object. After calibration, the prediction is on the correct object. Here, the target object. In this example, the target object of a gaze is rather large, and so even with a large error, the correct object is focused upon. After calibration, the error gets much smaller. Now, here are some quantitative results. We compared our method with 3 standard eye gaze prediction methods, which were trained on the D-gaze dataset. The errors are shown as pixel error on the road image. We see that our method outperforms the other methods in pixel error of prediction. Here we show the results of ablation experiments on our method. In the first and the second row, we use only the left and right eye images and do not include specific features, which result in comparably large error. In the third row, we add head pose and facial landmarks along with the cropped eye image. These features reduce the pixel error significantly. The fourth row in our method ID gaze, which adds face area along with the previously mentioned features. The combination of features gives the least pixel error and least pixel error. In the last row, we see that adding an image to the right eye as input doesn't improve the pixel error. The results are comparable enough. Thank you very much. Our dataset and codes are available online. The link for the dataset and codes are provided in the slide. Thank you very much.